Close the doors. Close the doors.
Close the doors. Close. Close the doors. Can you
close the doors?
I'm sorry. I just the church. Don't even get me started on the church. Did you see Kim Burrell? I don't know if you heard what Kim Burrell said the other day. She was like, we need to forgive my brothers. I can't see them anything as brothers. We need to forgive Diddy and R. Kelly. And we need to have a little the era of forgiveness for them. And I was like, Kim Burrell, shut the fuck up. She needs to shut. I am tired of hearing Kim Burrell open her fucking mouth. Do you know why? Because she has spent so much of her professional singing career talking in sermons about gay people, being like,
close the doors.
Okay? Literally hating gay people for minding their business. I think what I heard that she had dated somebody who was like gay. And so like she went on a crusade to be like that. But to say, let's forgive, let's find it in our hearts to forgive. I can't look at them as anything but brothers. People who have done heinous, horrible, hurtful, harmful things to to multiple people. Yeah. And then to be like, forgive them. I can't see them as anything.
But that's a lot of black people in the community though.
It's so many, but to be as talented as Kim Burrell is, like that's a talented woman. That's a talented. Yeah.
Hold on, who's Kim?
Vocals is always there.
Kim Burrell. I'm thinking of Kim from what's that old black show? The actress.
You talking about Kim Fields? No, I'm talking about Kim Fields.
Yeah, I was thinking about Kim Fields. That's what my brain went.
No. Kim Burrell,
old black ladies,
singer.
Yeah, old black ladies are problematic. That's a hot take. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. You know what I mean? They can be. I actually don't mean it. I take that back.
You said, let me take that back. You said, let me close the doors. Close the doors.
Close the doors.
Close the
For
doors.
the industry. Yeah, close the doors. Anyways, this is another episode of Dated, a show that investigates love. I am your host, Danny, and I'm brought accompanied by one of the great orators of a generation. Some people say in the industry.
Young
Torrance,
T.
how you doing, brother?
Young T. What's going on?
Do people really call you? I feel like no one calls you Young T. That was crazy.
People call me T all the time. Actually, Young T.
But Young T.
Yeah.
I've never heard that. I've known you for
a
while.
Young. I'm young, ho.
You must have a different. Have a different set of friends that say that.
You're in New York. You don't live here anymore. People call me all kinds of stuff out in these streets. You don't live here anymore. I'm just saying. You talk about like, oh, I ain't never heard nobody call it. Nigga, you don't live around here. You're not from here.
Okay.
What?
Give me 1 second. I gotta show you.
At the end of the day, Ronnie, I am a man. A man who's gay. You like niggas. Get that through your head.
Please. I will say this, and I almost said this in the group chat. I almost said this, but I have seen that movie before.
It's a movie? Where is it at, bro? What's the name?
On Tubi. I can't remember what the name is because that particular boy, he's like, yo. A man who was gay. At
the end of the day, Ronnie, I am a man. A man who's gay. You like niggas. Get that through your head.
Because he didn't just say a man who's gay. He had to finish with you like niggas.
You like niggas. Get that to your head. Like, no, yes. It's horrible. It's an awful movie. Like, it's an awful, it's so bad. It's so bad.
Ooh, that is the number one funniest thing I've seen this past week, and I sent it to Torrance and my friend Kyle.
You like niggas, get that to your head.
Get that through your head. Like, get it through your, like, you like niggas. So boom, you like niggas.
Yeah.
But also get that through your head.
Get that to your, and I kind of want to send that. I got a couple people I could send that to, actually.
Yeah, There's a couple niggas. There's some alphas, some sigmas for sure. There's a couple sigmas like, get that to your head, nigga.
Get that to your head. disrupt some homes. Yikes.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, yeah, shout out to, I guess Torrance's name is Young T. It's like it's snowing. It's current. I'm looking out the window. It is snowing in North Carolina, New York. Why did I move here? Why am I following my dreams? I don't quite know yet. Why am I not just like a bitch ass nigga on the couch in California somewhere scamming? I don't quite know yet. I'll let you know as soon as possible.
It's nice out. It's nice out here. I think it might hit the 70s today. I think
that's disgusting.
I think it might hit the 70s. I believe.
That's actually disgusting.
Like after this, I'm probably gonna like go for a walk. You know.
Yeah.
Get some fresh air. You know.
I left outside twice today. I went to, where'd I go? I went and got a donut, 2 donuts actually.
Oh,
for the culture. And then I went and I went to a dispensary.
At your local bodega? At your local bodega?
Well, yeah, one trip was dispensary, bodega. Another trip was just to get donuts. But it's like now it's like I had 2 shows tonight. They canceled. Everybody's in for the day. It is what it is. Second snowstorm in New York in the month. But you know what it is? It's not sticking yet. So we'll see. I feel like it might snow a lot, but it might not stick.
Okay. How long is it? Like, how long is it
supposed to snow like for the next day and a half. Literally for the next day and a half. It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
Okay. Well, eventually I feel like it's going to, so at some point it got us. You know, like, no, I'm not trying to be that guy, but at some point that bitch going to stick. And it's gonna, I hope it's not too bad. What I'll say is I hope it's not too bad. That's what I'll say.
I hope so too. Anyways, all right. So I like to ask this question of my guests, but since, we're friends and the world is ending any day now, I want to ask you, what do you love to see? If you don't have that yet, I can go first, if that helps you.
Yeah, go ahead, go first. Mm-hmm.
I love to see older Black ladies. I know counter to what I said earlier about how they can be problematic sometimes. Once again, close the doors. That was a lie. I did a show in Harlem this past weekend. It was maybe 40, 50 people, probably 40 people. 94% of it, Black ladies of all ages. Our age, 60s, 70s. And first, I was worried because I'm like, I can't be cussing in front of all these Black ladies. That's disrespectful. That's crazy. But then they started laughing, and you forget like how essential Black ladies are in the community and how pivotal they are to our happiness as Black men.
Yeah.
Naturally, it's like water. Humans need water.
Yeah,
it's the same exact thing. Yep. So it was nice to see those nice Black ladies. I live in Brooklyn. If you don't know, Brooklyn has been gentrified a lot. There's not as many Black ladies just hanging around. You know what I'm saying?
Just chilling out.
I was up deep Harlem. I was like off of 155th, which I think is pretty north. So it's still a bunch of niggas around. Anyway, shout out to the Black ladies. I love to see Black ladies, older Black ladies. I wanted to stay. I had to leave. I wanted to stay and give them all hugs and kisses on the cheek, but I had to go.
But thank you. Thank you.
And also too, you know what it is? I didn't have any jokes about dating white women, which also helped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They were probably like, yes. They were happy. They were like, please don't talk about them. I don't want to think about that. We'll get to that later.
Yeah. What do you love to see?
I love to see money.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's 2 on the head, but I love to see money. I love when I can hold it in my hands. I love when it's just in my account. I love when I can spend it and I know that more is coming to me. So what we love to see right now in this season, financial. Let's up that. Let's up that financial status, if you will.
Status.
Yeah. Let's bring it up and let it stay there. You know what I mean? Like let's bring it up and let it stay there. So
take me through there of sorts. Take me through there.
Take me up there, through there, and leave me there.
And by there I mean the tax bracket. Take me through there.
Take me through. Yeah.
Never mind. So for 2 things. One, I just went through a recent financial negotiation change thing, and that's the kind of time I'm on. If I know you have money, I'm put like that. I'm not gonna put all my business out there. But if I know you got money, and you're not trying to spend it in a certain way, I'm getting real like Wolf of Wall Street, white man, why not, or else kind of vibes in 2026. It's too much money out here. There's like none of these companies are actually broke because the CEOs are making tens of millions of dollars for the most part. So if you can't give me my extra little seasoning on the side, I'm raising hell. Because 9 times out of 10, there is money there that we just got to move and shake, breathe, stretch, shake, and let it go. And that's my money. It's my money. I need it now.
It's my money and I need it now.
Second thing, talking about work, getting money, reminded me randomly. Have you watched Tyra Banks on this Netflix documentary?
Okay. I will say this. I have not watched it yet because I'm supposed to be watching it at a friend's place and we're doing like a viewing moment. So they were like, try to avoid it as much as you can. Here's the thing. I have seen some of the clips and I also used to watch
we all
Top
did.
Model. You know what I mean? Like, I watched that shit. So this, again, I will say I can't wait because I do think that
you gotta hurry up.
She will be as awful as I think that she is and has always been. She's going to be as awful, but that's coming up this week, like as in like tomorrow or Tuesday. I'm going to watch it.
So there's this. It reminded me. In the professional settings, this is my hot take, subway take, whatever, maybe of the day or just of the minute. There's a lot of black people that get power, and we're excited for them initially. Oh, great! There's a black person in power. You're the first manager, you're the first VP, you're the first CEO, black-owned company, whatever. Maybe not always CEO, but like black people in charge. They give that first chance to be in charge. I've seen so many times where that person who you kind of run to as a refuge is the worst kind of black person you'll ever meet. I have an example of this. My first like big boy job when I moved to San Francisco from North Carolina, I had never lived in San Francisco before, took the job over Zoom, like phone call, whatever, got the job, packed 2 bags with like $1,000, moved across the country, sold half my shit, whatever. But in the interview, not the person that was gonna be my boss, but the person above her, the director, this is an entry-level job. The director was this black chick and she's an AKA. Listeners, Torrance and I are, I don't know if you ever explained this, Torrance and I are line brothers. We're both alphas. Members of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. So AKAs and alphas are like brother and sister, whatever. I've had sex with a lot of AKAs, as Torrance can attest.
But like not brother and sister in that way. I want to be very clear.
Yeah. That was weird.
Yeah. Well, because it was just in succession.
It was two back to
it's
back.
Not like that. Yeah, it was 2 back to back. It's like first fam,
nasty.
like the first Divine 9, like first 2, like fraternity and sorority. So they were close. But like not
period.
Really like that.
Yeah. All that period. Danny
loves the case. That's it. Yeah. Danny loves the case, and that's just that.
Yeah. Once again, close the doors. Close the doors.
Close the doors.
Close the doors. So anyway, so boom. So mind you, once again, going into this thing, I'm also not expecting to fuck my director, but not at all really. But more so when I got the job, I'm like, I got this chick who's not just my boss, but like has some kind of pull at the startup. Will be someone to look out for me. Someone, you move here from the Bay, buy a dinner, man. Let's rap about what you could do better, or, are you here for Thanksgiving? You need somewhere to fucking kick it, whatever. Like, let's go get lunch together. Let's go walk and get lunch.
Yeah. Like, whatever. I'm looking out for you, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, because if I was in that position, which I've been in, not a director, but I've been a manager in these jobs. That's what you do, especially for cool black people. They're down and they're hard worker, they're eager. You put them under their wing. And I even have my current day job now. I have a black person who is like out of my jurisdiction, whatever, control, but he reaches out to me like once a month, check in, 30-minute conversation, 40-minute conversation, and just gives it to me straight as like an elder, a black elder in the space. Mind you, I don't even want to really... mind you, it's like my career aspirations are kind of different than my day job, low key, but still, he still looks out, older dude.
But again, it's like, but I think that's a part of it too. Is like whether it's different, whether you're like it's outside of the scope of it, it's that connection. It's that like, hey, I'm looking out for you. I want to make sure you good. You need anything, you come to me. Like, because we're here now. Like, we're still in the space, right? Whether we want to stay there or not, that's just good shit to have. That's just somebody look out for you like that.
Absolutely. So anyways, all that to say, also so back to the story. So this chick, long story short, like the in some of these tech companies, if you're in sales, you can get really fucked by whatever like territory or book of business you're assigned to. So say, we're selling, whatever bullshit ABC technology, and it's divided by state. So one person might have San Francisco, where like we're selling ABC technology that helps tech companies evolve into the next fucking thing. And I might have Michigan and Ohio that like that we sell the same thing, but Michigan and Ohio is not known for it to have all these companies that need the ABC technology.
Particular software.
Exactly.
Got it.
So that was literally the case where I was assigned to like Illinois and like half of Chicago and like Michigan and whatever. Long story short, I was like okay, but not doing great. And I remember sitting down with her one day, and was talking to my manager, and it got back to my manager. So yeah, I was talking to my manager, and he was talking to me about a thing, and I was just like in jest, like, yeah, man, like sometimes all the technology of it all like kind of is like slightly overwhelming, like on some like chill shit. I'm like, it was something as if I was saying like, because we would use Salesforce, which was like a CRM, and then it was like things upon things upon things just to make a phone call. And I'm coming from not this, it's an entry level job, but I'm coming from not this kind of environment. So I'm just like, sometimes it's just like overwhelming, like this is some bullshit. He tells this black lady, which is like, why are you telling this? This is crazy. And then she comes back to me like scolding me like, yo, we're gonna have to like put you on a performance plan because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. I'm like, girl, first of all, it was like kind of a joke. Second of all, this shit is ridiculously convoluted to do one simple task. I don't give a fuck what you say. To this day, it's too much to do. But it was like, it was such a horrible way to look out for like a young black kid who's obviously had some talent, because I went on to a different company and like got 3 promotions in 3 years. But I said all that to say, going back to the Tyra thing of, I think a lot of those models felt as though Tyra, this person of color who was groundbreaking, who had all this cool beacon of hope, someone you could sprint to for your salvation, was really not in their pocket. She was in the pocket of UPN and the execs, and was going to do whatever it took to keep that check coming and to keep that show going. And you saw that. You see that a lot in the documentary, is that like she didn't really have the back of the girls kind of at all.
At all. Yeah. I mean, we think about like, again, that being one of the first like reality shows, like one of the main like that style of show where you're like following people real life and you're seeing the awful, horrible things that they are doing to them. They're putting themselves through, putting these girls through simply for the views and for the clicks. Because again, we were watching, right? But we weren't thinking like, oh, this is horrible. Again, this was what, 2000s, early 2000s.
It was like really early 2000s. I mean, yeah, but you had Real World, you had a couple others, but I mean, from a contestant standpoint, there was another show they referenced that like helped them kind of come up with it, but American Idol, I think, was like the thing. But American Idol wasn't nearly as dramatic.
No,
like American Idol was kind of like,
you're just singing like they're
more family friendly.
They're doing dental work. They did all kinds of stuff to the girls. It was absolutely batshit crazy. So I'm number one. I'm looking forward to watching and seeing how horrible she actually was, because
she
everybody.
Good, though.
Sure, she's a fucking, she's still a psycho. Good. She's a psycho.
Yeah, but most baddies are kind of crazy. That's what you got to also realize, Torrance, in this economy. Is that most baddies, cold baddies, are crazy. I'm crazy. I'm not a well-adjusted person.
And they can be a little. And they can be a little crazy. You can be a little crazy.
You're fine.
Because you're fine. You can get away with so much because you're fine. I get that. Okay. All right.
Your bathwater smells good. Sure, I'd be crazy. Like you're a different level of. Sorry, it's a snow day. I'm joking. These are all jokes, by the way, y'all. None of this is all sarcasm, and it is what it is. But yeah, you should watch that. Second thing you should watch, or I don't know if you watched Love Is Blind. I want to make a Love Is Blind version where it's all ugly people.
Okay.
Like everybody is like 4s to maybe 6s.
Okay.
Because what happens with Love is Blind, and I don't really watch the show, but I watched a couple of the shows because I'm like, why not? I have a podcast about love and this is content. Is you get these medium ugly dudes who like are decent talkers, and they get some of these bad shorties on the show as well that have like one little flaw, which we all do. And you get these super hit dudes who probably would never ever get in front of these shorties, complaining and like bitching about the most weirdest, smallest stuff. And one, it's not real because like love is not blind at all. Even if you aren't that into physical attractiveness, you're still into touch. You're into a lot of different things that contribute to love. So a conversation by itself means nothing. But there's just so many of these couples that like just don't actually like each other when they really actually meet because they're obviously just not each other's type.
Yeah. And that's why I think Love is Blind that's why it does so well, because they'll have these beautiful, great conversations and they'll talk and they'll lay up and they'll do these things and they'll like laugh at each other. Oh my God, that's so nice. Oh yeah, oh, that's so great. Oh my God, we like the same things. That's amazing. And then they see each other and they're like, hi, oh my gosh, oh my goodness. Like no real like excitement, no love, like, because again, it's their mannerisms, it's their isms, right? Like when you meet somebody, like there was one where the boy was skipping when he was like skipping, and they were making fun of the boy from the way he skipped in the like it was just like stupid shit. Like it was so funny because again, they were compatible over the, behind this wall, right? But when they met each other, they were absolutely. She was like,
there's this couple, Brittany and Devo, I think is his nigga's name. I'm looking it up now. And this nigga is like a chubby mixed race dude. And the Brittany girl is bad. She might be the baddest girl on the show. She's cold. She's like Latina, got the joints on her. She's cold. And this nigga obviously just he like obviously only likes milk, white, like pure milk, whole cow milk, blonde hair, pink areolas, white ladies, that he's disgusted by her. And it's crazy to me that why would you go on a show if you only like white girls in a way that is like problematic, and especially if you're of color, why would you go on this TV show? But anyways, the Love is Blind is a crazy show. Would you ever go on a dating show? And if so, which one would it be?
No. I don't think I would. I don't think I would do well on a dating show. I think I could do well on a show, but a dating show, I don't think that people really, because what they'll do is they'll be like, all right, so you're going to date this person. And then, surprise, we're going to bring somebody else in and we're going to shake things up and we're going to pull you away from here. It's not really about like connection and like actually dating to like get to know and be with somebody. No, it's the views, baby. It's the clicks. It's the watches. It's the resharing. It's the, you want me to be crying in my bed like this, sitting on the bed like this.
No, they're definitely producing it so that you're not actually going to find love, but like be in drama. And maybe early on in the dating shows, it was a little bit of like, we kind of do want to find.
Maybe.
It's like with like old like Real World, all those shows where like it was raw because the producers weren't intervening enough. Like it was like, they're
Cameron was just
these people are like overdosing. Yeah, they're like overdosing and like, getting into fights and like remember the first season of Jersey Shore, they're like getting like in scraps in the street. Like, all right, eventually you got to kind of
hardcore bar fights, hardcore like fighting random people, like super crazy shit.
Getting shorties pregnant. That was a time.
That was a time. Okay, so what was yours? Would you do a dating show?
Probably not. If I did something, it could not be around marriage.
So no Married at First Sight, no.
No, because I've already done it. First of all, second of all, it's not something I could like play about. I couldn't lie enough to be like, you're the love of my life. Like the way these people will get on these shows and be like, oh, I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. Like, I truly couldn't fathom making that up. Like, I couldn't just say that loosely. Oh, I love you. Like, I can't lie in that kind of way. So I wouldn't be a good contestant. I could. But go ahead.
I like the reality show ecosystem that they have though now, where like you're on this reality show, but then we're going to pluck you to be on that reality show, and we're going to pull you to be in that reality show. I like the idea of that because that makes it, at least for me, I'm like, oh, this is like, it's like wrestling. Like it hurts. Like it's still, you feeling these stuff, but it's also not for real all the time, right? Like you're not acting, but you're doing a little bit of acting.
Yeah, I don't know.
So like, yeah, it's nice to watch, but whatever.
Yeah, my proposition: ugly love is blind. We go to Portland. We set up shop.
Portland. Oh.
Yeah, exactly. We get
12.
We get 12 of the most middest REI employees in Portland. So put them together. Get them together. So when the big reveal happens, it's like, damn, we low key are all kind of hit, but like we all hit a little bit. So it is what it is.
We should probably all just.
Most of the most ugly people have sex a lot. Have I told you this already?
I don't think we've had this conversation. You said ugly people have a lot of sex.
Yeah, my theory is that ugly people have the most sex and fun sexually. Because at this point, we both know we're kind of hit. So might as well just be freaky together. Like what else? There's no hierarchy of shit.
You know what? Tell me I'm wrong. That might be true. I'll tell you why I think it's true. My best friend is out in LA, and she had a talk at Santa Barbara, and they were like, hey, we were like, oh, we want to go to a bar afterwards. Mind you, they're like, I think it's like 1% black in Santa Barbara. Like it's so low. Like ain't no black people there. So we're like, where can we go and get a drink? Yeah, UC Santa Barbara. Yeah. So no, I mean like in the town of Santa Barbara, it's like 1% black in the town of Santa Barbara.
Right. Yeah. That one is probably students when they're in town.
Students, exactly. And those, that's the percentage.
Exactly.
So we're like, where could we go to get some drinks? They're like, oh, this is one bar that people go to, blah blah blah. We like, all right, cool. We're gonna pull up. We go to this bar. Now, mind you, my brother did say, well, the last time I got a drink there, we was on a patio drink, and then we walked in, and it was like some swingers event. And I was like, oh, that's wild. But then I asked the person who works there, and they were like, oh, no, that bar is cool. That bar is cool. Like, people go there from the school. I said, all right, so maybe maybe it was just that night. It's not like a swingers bar. It was one freak night.
Yeah.
We walk into the bar, and everybody's head turns and stares at us as we walk into this bar. Now, I immediately thought, there's some race shit. There's some get out shit. Like we scared. We scared.
Mm-hmm. It's close enough it's close enough to LA to be like possibility, but on the fringe. There's like
on the fringe.
Like
exactly.
All of California is not. A lot of California is not as liberal as you think. But go ahead.
It's not as. And that is very true. 1,000%. So, and again, we are the blackest things in there. So we walk in and we look at each other and we're like, let's just go to the bar and grab a drink. We go sit down at the bar. There's a mixed girl sitting at the bar. She leans over to us and she was like, oh, are you guys here for, I think she said like slosh or sludge or some shit like that. And Sam was like, what's that? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah. She's like, oh, it's like this kinky poly night here, like a kinky poly event that's here. And we both looked at each other and we're like, oh no, we're not here for the Kiki Polly party. We're not here for the Kiki Polly. We're not here for the
Kiki Palmer party.
We're not here for the Kiki Polly. We're not here for Kiki Polly. Well, we just here to grab a drink. We just left us like we went to an event. Like, no.
Yeah.
As we look around again, and I feel so bad for saying this. If y'all hear it, I'm so sorry if anybody ever listens to it. Go to the Kiki Polly parties. Shout out to the Kiki Pollys out there.
Kiki Polly.
They were all very unattractive.
Yeah.
There were multiple people that had like the Hugh Hefner robe with like the black thing with like,
in public?
Velvet in public. in public,
Nice.
walking around, multiple people in velvet, and like
he does that. That's Bob.
Yeah,
he does that.
People had on glow sticks. Now here's the thing. Here's the thing. I ain't going to yuck nobody yum. That's what you like. I love that for you, right?
Sure.
You know, I'm just saying that what you just said previously about ugly people being freaky like that, they was Kinky Poly night. They was getting
going back,
down
last
at
thing
the
I'll say
Kinky
about
Poly
this,
party.
I've had this theory for a long time, even going back to high school. As a athlete, a good to great athlete in high school, sure, cool kids had a little bit of sex, cool kids, made out, but it was definitely like kind of half and half. I didn't lose my shit until end of junior year. So like a lot of people weren't. It wasn't like a fuck fest, type shit. The band people, the theater kids, rawing.
They was getting
it was, but like some of them.
What else are we
gonna
do?
Attractive. Yeah, they're all doing they're doing plays. They're on their tippy toes, walking around and shit all day, and they're fucking. They were fucking before us. It was way cooler.
On their tippy toes.
Please, people walk. Creative people walk like dances. People walk like.
Don't talk. Shut the fuck up.
You don't talk, Torrance.
I don't want to talk about this anymore.
At the end of the day, Ronnie, I am a man. A man who's gay.
Oh my gosh, this is the funniest show in the world. All right, let's take a break. This podcast is brought to you by my landlord. Fuck you. Yeah. Yeah, I said it. Fuck you.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna live here, but fuck you.
But fuck you.
I hate and it's snowing outside. Thank you for the shelter. Thank you for supporting me as a individual. But you went up $75 a month on my rent for what? Nothing. It was going to be $100, and I said, as a black man, I got an email to get something off. I got to walk away with something. Yeah. They said the best we can do is 75. I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'll take it. But it's still on site. If I ever see you, it's on motherfucking site. Whoever you are.
Wherever you are, whoever you are.
That's just the truth. Do you like your landlord? Did your rent go up a lot or no?
No, I'm rent control where I'm at. So
that's crazy.
It can only go up, but a certain percentage. I think like 2 or 3% over here. I got lucky.
That is.
And I got this during the pandemic, so I'm kind of like,
what?
I'm fine. I'm not going nowhere. I just painted my walls. I painted my walls in here. I'm about to hang up some art in this bit. Like this is about to be my little oasis because I'm not going anywhere.
No, I mean your apartment's nice. I would not move either. Like LA, especially in New York terms, like being in New York versus LA, like the apartments that I would be like, nah, I wouldn't live there. I'd take that back. I would live anywhere compared to what New York apartments get.
And so I'm trying to understand why people are like, oh, Torrance, I think you would really like New York. Because everything that I've heard, from the snow that's falling right now to the shitty apartments that I've seen and heard that people stay in and live in, why the what?
Like your apartment in New York, say like in a similar kind of comparable part of town, like so you, I would say you'd be like Bushwick-y kind of part of town, Bushwick, Brooklyn, Crown Heights is like equivalent. You'd be paying at least like 26, 27. Realistically, I might give you, I might give you 26, but like not really. It's probably 27. Realistically, it's crazy.
Ain't no way.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, anyways, but all right. So we got a couple main topics for this episode. Once again, if you look at the title of the episode, you can probably get a clue of some of the madness that we're talking about. There's this theme, of course, in podcasting, we all do things for, the click value, clickbait, whatever the thing, sure. But I do think there is a significant and interesting conversation around older black men and like our, not even older, but black men in general, and our dating traumas and the guys versus girl thing and what niggas do, what we don't do, et cetera, et cetera. And in the past couple of weeks since we both talked on this podcast, there's been a couple clips that to me were pretty interesting and like indicative of where I think a lot of men are, which is like kind of unfortunate. And in some cases, I will give them a little bit of bail. So I want to talk about a few of them. First is one of your favorite NFL players, Cam Newton.
Because of course he's my fave.
Remember, you used to be like, "Oh, I love Cam. I love what he plays. I love his mentality." You said that before, like last week.
I said I love his mentality. Oh, I sent you the clip and was like, "Can't you?" He's spitting. That's what I said. He's spitting.
Kind of what you.
Okay.
Whatever.
Right.
I mean, the camera's rolling, so I guess I'll change it. But anyways, so Cam, he has his podcast, whatever. And Cam, before I play this clip, I do understand Cam only from the perspective of he reminds me of 2013 Danny. Like, and Torrance is if you're not watching this, Torrance is taking a deep, Cicely Tyson breath.
Yeah. That. It was Maya. Yeah.
Because, and I say that because, once again, I never started this show to act like I was a perfect person. This is kind of a show of someone that is going through, growth and has gone through growth and whatever. And honestly, all of us do. No one just wants to fucking admit it. But from that perspective, 2013, this is Danny in college, football player, great shape, high, in this space, even though we weren't like a great football team and I was never a phenomenal football player, you're still viewed in a certain regard. I'm an alpha as well. So between being an alpha, a football player, 6'3.5", beautiful black skin, in shape, good penis, all these kind of things, talkative.
You're like, I'm not a weirdo. Like,
I can hang out with you, great vocabulary, beautiful nose and to eye ratio, all the things.
Come on, nose to
right,
eyes.
Torrance? Some would say kind of perfect, but neither here or there. I do remember this mentality that like you're so closed off and you're so your worldview is so like minute that you just don't understand how stupid you fucking sound sometimes is what I'm trying to say. Because you're so full of yourself, all the other things. You're full of all the other shit, and people give you love and admiration. And I had it on a way lower scale. So if I even had half of what Cam Newton had back then, and was still in that mentality, I'd probably be a fucking idiot too. But anyways, let's listen to this clip and then we can discuss.
Yeah.
So this is my question. Do you feel like women's value gets lowered when they have multiple children by multiple men?
I just think that the reality of that answer is women's value get lower the more children that they have.
Break that down.
All right, so before I continue, he's about to break down essentially his scenario of how he approached his BM, and then we'll finish the clip.
Break that down.
Because, and I was having this conversation, with one of the mother of my children, and she's still fine. You feel what I'm saying? But like I was telling her, I was like, yo, the guy that you're dating or will date, if he ain't willing to love on these 5 children that you have, that ain't the guy for you.
So what he's saying there is that he was willing to accept his shorty because she had kids before they met, and so that you have lesser value, quote unquote, if you have kids because you have to find a specific guy to accept you as a mother. And my opinion is that that's such a narrow way to look at people in the world from a blanket perspective. I think anytime you go into dating with like blanket rules that are beyond like, sure, things about like morality. Yeah, I want you to be, a Christian, or I want you to not do hard drugs, or I'm monogamous. Sure, those are like kind of morality things that I think are fair. I still think you should do things case by case to a degree because there's a give and take and people evolve, like I've evolved, like you've evolved. But at 33 now, if I met a shorty with a kid, that is not, it's a factor that I gotta consider, But to say she's less valuable to me as a person who's trying to date, I think is such a narrow way to look at it. I got more to say, but I'm curious what your initial thoughts are on that. What he said, but just in general of that premise.
No, for sure. I think that he should shut up and throw a football. I can't wait.
Well, he's retired, Torrance. So.
No. I want him to literally come back out of it, just so you can do what you need to do. because at this point, you're just value.
Yeah, value's tough.
Value
is a crazy word as a black person.
That's the word. That's the word you use. Value. Because in reality, if we look at history, you will become more valuable with a family. From a life perspective, having children,
right.
Being able to have, like that was currency to us in communities, right? In Black people, it was having children. That was like
building
having
a
lot of kids, having a family, building a family. That was value. So
right. Well, yeah. Before you start. Yeah, cause like literal value, because that's from labor to what, like having a community, like people, the clan, the group,
from back
was
in the,
value.
But like just like Black family, like literally, like, especially for Black families, right? That was value. So for you to speak on value of women, saying that it gets less when they have a child, to me, speaks to your own
say it. If you're gonna say it, Pastor, say it now.
You're in a it's almost like I don't want her to be touched. If somebody is with her before me, that takes away her value, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, it's kind of like, oh, I want that virgin. Kind of like that. Like, that's how it's coming across to me. That's how it's sounding to me. That, oh my God, she's a virgin. Like, and again, it's very misogynistic. It's very toxic. It's very like all the buzzwords that we can think of. It's all of that shit. Because to say a woman's value is based on whether or not she has children or not, and every time she has one, her value goes lower. Now, from the perspective of like, oh yeah, you have to find somebody who's like, oh, or they're okay with being with somebody who has a child and like being a part of that world or whatever. But that has nothing to do with value.
Right.
You can't speak to a woman, like a woman's value. Like, you know what I mean? Like that to me, I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. You're a dummy. You're a dummy bitch to me with a microphone. And I'm so sorry. I'm
no, but the value part is the key, the most that's doing a lot of the lifting in that, because like you said, somebody like I've dated people with kids, and I'm in my early to mid 30s. I guess you could say, 33. I still call it early 30s, but damn near mid 30s. I date women that are of my age. I don't date fucking 24-year-olds, 25-year-olds. So it's like people can have kids, and I can have a thing that she also might fuck. Oh, this nigga lives in a studio apartment, or he doesn't have X amount of money in his bank account. It's like, I think just blanketly discredit people and say they don't have value, when like, you need, like, as a person, as people, we need someone to love us. We need someone that we can trust. We need someone that fucks us good. We need someone that we can collaborate life good. We need someone that we can plan the future good. We need those pillars. We need someone that we can pray with, whatever religion you got, whatever the thing is, worship, maybe is a better word, all those things. So to put that in say there's this massive devaluing because this person's like lived life before you is crazy. As a man, do I love hearing my girl like, 12 niggas ran a train on me and whatever. Like, yeah, it's gonna hurt my heart, and that might be like a thing where I'm like, okay, maybe never mind. But we all have a past. Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, and it's just also funny too. Like, it's almost like why, and this because Cam Newton,
and you got kids too,
and you
got kids. So it's not even
kids.
It's not even like I could even almost see if like, yo, I got no kids. I don't fuck with kids. I want to be able to go on vacation on a jet set. I want to go from
He
New
made
York
a
to LA
blanketed
back to New
statement
York.
about women's value overall with having children. Not like they lose value to me when they have kids, but nigga, you got a lot, right? Don't he got a lot?
Yeah, he got like it's like at least 4 or 5, something like that.
Let me see.
So it's one of those things to me where, as you look that up, it's like it's not even as if your lifestyle is not conducive to kids because you already have kids. So there's this weird, I don't know. It just goes back to that, like I said, 2013 Danny, where you think idealistically, where like I don't want my girl to be a virgin, but you can't be a hoe, or I'm in charge, I'm the man, so you gotta be subservient to me, and I'm ideal, and if there's any flaw, you're not ideal. How many kids?
He has 9 children as of October 2025.
That's also so many kids. That is also an interesting thing that like that I don't agree with, that even if you have a lot of money that you can just have as many kids. I think that's hella negligent, like the Nick Cannon thing and then the
Nick Cannon thing, yeah.
Even if you got bread, to me, I genuinely think it's negligent, and someone to fuck somebody with a bunch of kids, once again, I think it's negligent, but that's another podcast.
And then it'd be like the mother of my children, she has less value now. Because she had my kid.
Because the thing, what he said, what he's saying there is that like, I mean, I accepted it, and you look good, but I accepted it. But shit, a lot of motherfuckers might not accept it. It's like, there's like, bro, as someone who dates, there's a lot of crazy single women with no kids that are you don't want to fucking date them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can look at me as a divorced person. I don't want to date anyone that's been married and divorced. It's like, why not? Is it be specific? Is it like, well, I know you might cheat, you might give up easy, you might, is there abuse there? Like, probe it. Maybe say, the kids thing because I live a transient life, and if you got kids, you're a good mom. You can't be transient with me. So I just know it's not going to work out. But to say you have less value because you like have a life before me and have like a family, and it's not even morally against what you're about because you have kids, to put a bow on it, I think it's like bullshit. And a lot of dudes need to check ourselves in the mirror now as we leave the door, because that's such a narrow way to look at like especially our black mothers who are doing a lot of the work to raise black ass kids, maybe some good or bad.
Take the
shout
mics.
out to the black mamas too. Yeah, take the mics. Take the mic from me too.
Take the mics.
Close the doors.
Close the doors. Take the mics, please.
Next episode, I'm adding that to the close the doors. Close
the doors.
Close the door. All right, next clip I want to share with you is our guy Clifton Powell, older black man. Okay. And in this clip is interesting because Clifton, I think he's 69, 70. But I'm gonna play this. Also, what a random, crazy, funny fact. One of our frat brothers is in this black round table that this clip is. Based from. Daniel Watts is like in this clip. It's hilarious.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw
that. Daniel Watts is
from a whole nother era than
actor.
Any of you Negroes is talking
Broadway.
about. And I'm not saying I'm right, but most of this was laid on our parents.
It's a long clip, but I'm gonna try to bounce around.
From a whole nother era than any of you Negroes is talking about. And I'm not saying I'm right, but most of this was laid on our parents.
Yeah.
My father was born in 1915. His grandparents were slaves. So it's not your mother's fault. It's not your father's fault. It's not your fault. We were born into 450 years of post-slavery PTSD.
So I'm gonna stop there. So that part, I think sometimes as our generation and even below, we are the beneficiaries of a lot of things that our parents, our ancestors did for us. One of them being like the idea of not even just therapy, like mental health problems.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Whether it be depression, anxiety, multiple personalities, PTSD, all these things. Like, I don't think this is not a generation, especially for black people. This is very much for us the past, honestly, in my opinion, 20 some odd years, if that. Okay.
Meaning
so I think
to have the language,
the embrace of it, the embrace,
the embrace
the
of
knowledge,
it, absolutely, 1000%, and
the
that's
acceptance of it,
and that still ain't, it ain't widespread yet. It's a lot better now, significantly, but yes, I 1000% agree. the last 20 years.
And of course, that those things bleed into our life, our love life, etc. But that as the placemat for this conversation, I hear that because Cliff is saying, I'm a couple generations removed from slaves. So the hierarchy of needs for those people is, are we going to live tomorrow?
Yeah.
Not, of course, we're loving people. Black people are loving people. Of course, and I think we're some of the most, if not the most loving people. And we've been forced out of our home to all kind of ridiculous, unruly shit. But when you're talking about your hierarchy of needs, when you have nothing and you just need to survive, a lot of that, I'm trying to make sure I live tomorrow, my kids live tomorrow. But let's finish the clip.
69, be 70 in March. I've just learned how to love. Our parents didn't know how to love. Their parents didn't know how to love. And if I could say anybody maybe had an edge, it was the women. That's why I celebrate Black women. I live with a psychiatrist, forensics detective, gangster, loving, who's just been patient with me to teach me how to love. I called my buddy, man. I said, I'm fucking up, bro, really bad. So I never been monogamous. So I don't fucking know what it is.
What age did you become monogamous?
Today. We don't talk about dopamine being in a pleasant center of the brain.
This nigga said today.
He said, at what age did you become monogamous? He said today.
That was his pinky coming out. That was his pinky knuckle.
Yeah. Today. That was today. Yeah.
The fact that Pinky wasn't a character is hilarious. The fact that Clifton Powell was Pinky.
Yeah. Merry Christmas, Merry.
Like the theory that Clifton Powell was essentially like they say, "Yo, Cliff, I need you to pull up on us. We just got his role. Like we just want you to be. We got a suit for you, but do your thing.
Be you. Yeah, be as you can be, please."
Like Pinky might not have been a character. Pinky was like, "Yo, we need you in a cameo.
We actually need Clifton. Hey, can we get Clifton? Can we get Clifton in here? That's what we need.
Friday after next.
We're going to change your name, but just be you, all right?
Yeah, exactly. After the fact, like, this nigga's a character, okay.
Oxytocin is called the cuddle hormone. So a lot of times we're just talking in generalities. A counselor is going to get inside of this from a real scientific perspective. So when I hurt my girl, which I've done over and over, and I commend her for even being with me, I called one of my partners who's brilliant. He said, when you hurt somebody, where you leave them is where they stay. So I think our parents, our grandparents, our uncles, our people that raised us, it all comes from out of all of that.
One thing that I just want to talk about, accountability, like yes, we can talk about what our families did to us, but eventually comes a point where you have to decide, how do I want to live my life? I haven't talked to my daddy in 6 years. I don't give a fuck about what my family has gone through. I know where I will go. So it's like,
All right. So that the other voice, I don't even know this dude's name. He's a way younger man, probably in his late 20s or 30s. And so the table that I set of what was interesting is like you got this dude who's in his 60s, been famous, doing great in his career the past probably 30, 40 years of his life, give or take. This young man, and he's coming from a perspective of he's probably the first person in his lineage who's trying to be cognizant of his mental health, of his relationship in like a holistic way, how his wife and his partner feels, etc. Then you got this other person who's around our age, who's grown up in a space of like, we have a school counselor if something goes wrong, or you're dating a shorty and she's telling you to go to therapy off the rip, or as you meet her, asking you, he or she, have you gone to therapy? Who's your therapist? We getting ads every day, talk space, and well, is this that?
Bro therapy.
It's a normal thing. You know what I'm saying? So I think on Cliff's side, I kind of understand what he's trying to say is that like, I'm fucking up, but at the same time, I don't have a great example of this necessarily. On the young man's side, he kind of annoyed me a little bit because he also needs therapy because he just said he didn't talk to his dad for 6 years, like matter of factly. That's even your dad can be a bad person. I think to act like that's just like, I don't give a fuck is you also are going through some shit too, dog.
My thoughts.
But that, go ahead. I'm rambling, but that's like kind of how I feel, but go ahead.
Yeah, my thoughts are maybe the opposite to that.
Go ahead, expound.
I think that people forget how many, like, we have choices here. We are free will and we have choice, right? Mm-hmm. So to understand that this behavior hurts somebody that I love, and to continuously do that behavior is, and then to blame not seeing it or not like, oh, I never saw somebody do other, like, you know that this is harmful. You know this is hurting somebody that I love. Why do, and again, that's a lack of self accountable, like being accountable to your actions by blaming it on, I never saw it, I never did all these things. Now, I'm not saying that it would be easier if you saw it. Would it be easier if you were exposed to it earlier? Absolutely. It would make the decisions that you make a lot easier. But you are making choices that are actively harming somebody that you say that you love.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So to me, what Clifton was talking about, all the things, so cause toward the end of that video, they blew up at each other. They were yelling. Right. It was like a yelling match at each other. But again, I don't see it from this, like, oh, he just, he's 69 and just learned how to love. I don't think, I think that you have finally accepted the fact that you can't do whatever the fuck you want to people. And now you're trying to figure out, how can I change my ways, right? How can I be a different person from the person that I've always been? But this is just a choice. You made choices your entire life that did not meet the people that you love with kindness, with love, with respect, with empathy, with sympathy, with all these like beautiful things that exist here. That that I'm sure exist as a human being, as a person who's learned, who's read a fucking book. So I'm not convinced by the whole, oh, well, I didn't see it and I'm just learning and I'm hurting my old lady now and she's staying with me and she's forgiving me. Sure, and again, she's forgiving you because she chooses to, but you're choosing to do the harmful thing. So I can't.
Do you feel like, so on that note, he talks about the different experience and exposure Black women and Black men have, and neither of us are Black women. But your opinion, I'm curious if you even agree that there's a different way in which Black women are taught about love than men are. We have sisters, we both have sisters and shit. So, like, absolutely. Even that premise,
Yeah.
Because I think from my perspective, it's like as a younger Black person, especially now, Black man, I mean, a lot of our value and we're taught, one, it's like, be tough or whatever, all that kind of shit, don't cry, whatever, cool. I feel like that's not even that much trauma, more than just like hetero, like normative shit that's like fine, I guess, especially in sports, whatever. But the other part is like the value which is put upon you. You're a man. You should be the provider. You need to have a good job. If you don't have a good job, you are going back to the lesser value thing. You're a high value man. You make a lot of money. All those kind of things. So I think the way in which we oftentimes gauge ourselves as men is that, especially you're successful. I'm Clifton Powell, nigga. I'm rich. I'm up. I've been a millionaire for decades. Yeah. My value is similar to a Cam Newton, putting the chips in the bank. You have access to the bank. You have a house. You have your fucking PlayStation. Your mama's taking care of you. We going shopping, every other month. I'm gone for 5 days, but when I come back, I got bags of gifts, throwing that dick in. I'm leaving. You have access to the car. You can go. You have all these things. You have all these things and experiences you can speak to, and a lot of shorties do like that. But that's not what your value. To me, it's not what makes you a high value man. That makes you a high net worth man and a person that can provide things. But I think a lot of people need to rewire what high value means, because a lot of niggas that make $60K that will do as much as he possibly can, but also love you, not be fucking other hoes, et cetera, not be hitting you, et cetera. So I don't know. I don't think women haven't necessarily had that pressure necessarily. They have other pressures and other things that are horrible, that maybe even might be worse than what we have to
and
deal
I think
with.
I would argue,
but the lens is different.
I will argue to the extent that it is worse, because women are for women, the pressures that women
I'm not disagreeing
for sure to take care of the home, right, to keep the marriage together, to support, to love, to do all the things that Clifton Powell is saying, at least based on like his behaviors, at least what I'm hearing is that he was too busy doing all the other things to worry about that, right?
Right. Interrupt you. The only point I'm trying to make is how those two lenses show how you show up in a relationship, how you're taught to love. That's all so the example I'm trying to make is me as Clifton Powell or Cam Newton or whatever millionaire you want to talk about. I make millions of dollars. You have the stuff. In my brain, I think then that's okay for me to get on these hoes when I'm on the road, to maybe cuss you out, whatever.
But where did that permission
dog you
come
out because
from?
Where does it come from?
Where and that's what I'm saying.
I think it's the pressure
when it
from
goes down to choices.
I think
you know what I mean. Like,
but I think some of that is pressure. I'm not even saying this is what I subscribe to. This is not what I subscribe to. I'm saying this is what I see a lot. I think a lot of men feel pressure, and even I've felt pressure to be like, I gotta provide at least a little bit if I'm dating a shorty. I gotta pay for the meal. I gotta fly you out. I gotta do the thing. So
now that I get
some of these shorties like me because I'm Cam Newton, because I'm Clifton Powell. They might fall in love with me after the fact too. They get to know, the nickname Danny when he's, in bed and sick and hungry. But
what I'm saying,
they
my question
first saw
to you
me
is,
as this person. But go ahead. What's the question?
When you're the provider, you're bringing all this money in, you're doing all these things. How did doing this lead to permission to do the things that'll hurt the person that you're with and harm, knowing that it will do that, knowing that it will lead to other families, other experiences, other, whatever that looks like? Where does equal that if you're saying I want to be with this person? Because if you don't want to be with that person, like many people,
what I'm saying is,
I
know, right? What I'm saying is these people, the part you just explained is not primary, because what they're the way in which they're going into the world is that I'm that nigga. I make a lot of money. I can provide you a lot of things. I might have met you on some creep shit. Who knows? I might have been with a girl, met you, dumped that girl, flew you out, whatever. That's who I am. And sometimes people, boy, girl, whatever, indifferent, might bat an eye, think they'll change or it's going to be different when you're with me, whatever. Who knows? That's another generality. But what I'm saying is that part you just mentioned, which is the most important part, which is how I love someone, how I'm faithful to someone, am I going to hurt them? That is the most important. For these niggas, it's not, because they've taken what society has given even you and I and succeeded at it and made it at the forefront in how they are with someone, or they spend time with people, how they gauge their success as a person in a relationship.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And I agree with that. And that I understand, right? Like, I agree with what you're saying and how that mentality from a societal standpoint
it's
and
not
all those
right.
things.
But that is the reality of how they're engaging
but it's the reality.
themselves.
So I think that's why when I hear someone talk about, I'm 69 and I just learned how to love and I just learned how to do these things and I learned how to do something, I think it's the opposite of what you've been doing to people. Really, like you've watched. I don't know. Because again, it all comes down to a choice. It all comes down to choices that we make. So you saying like, I just don't know how to love. What? You do. Like, you know what it is. You know what it ain't. Because you keep doing this thing and you know that is not correct. You make choices every single day. And like you said, that's not on the forefront of their mind. That is something that they don't even think about. But to be conscious of something means to put an effort to make those choices, to do all those things. I'm not disagreeing with that. But what I'm saying is, to me, that is a huge cop-out to say I don't know how to do something. When you really do, you just haven't spent any time to learn or like to acknowledge it, to even sit with it. So now that you're in this space and you're like, now I'm this guy and I'm doing all these things. Great for you. Sounds great. But don't.
You're right.
Like, you're harming people along the way, and they are collateral damage in your fuck ups, and like you go and do all these things. It's not fair to them. So that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, this conversation, I was like, all right, like, this is dumb. I know it's important because it means something, right? And there are a lot of people who are living and existing in this same way. But for me, I'm like, it's just a choice. It's really that simple to me. And again, this is coming from somebody who is conscious of the way that I move and is conscious about the way that I show up in spaces and places like that. It really is really easy. So maybe you could say like, oh, I don't know how to do other things, right? To lead me to know how not to love, right? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to be conscious. I don't know how to be present. I don't know how to control myself. I don't like, say the real shit. Don't say you don't know how to love. Say the thing that's really happening.
But I think it goes back to that. I think all that goes back to maybe that's what he meant. Like, once again, these people don't. I just think some of these people have little to no, as brilliant as they are in other places. If you're around enough famous people, successful people, you realize they're really bad at a lot of things. They're really good at like two things, and they're fucking
not that
idiots
great
at most stuff.
You know what I mean? Like, you're not
so
that.
I think.
Like we said
a lot
earlier,
of these
Tyra
guys
Banks looking at a beacon of something. Like, no, she's human being, awful, you know?
Right. So I just think that maybe that's kind of what he's alluding to, is those things, how to love, how to show up. He just encapsulated it as how to love. In reality, I think he means all of those things. I mean, once again, I don't fucking know Clifton Powell. I just know these kinds of guys. You know, my dad is 60, your dad is, similar age, like older men, and our parents are coming from a different generation of shit where their parents weren't even thinking about the idea of therapy, let alone, examples of necessarily like in media. Think about this. We have the benefit, you and I even, to see this conversation happen and have a discourse about it. And first online, then you and I, and then we'll put it out in the world. 20, 30 years ago, you didn't even have, you had like All in the Family and the Jeffersons, like that. You had like one episode a year that like touched on domestic violence, you know what I'm saying? Like, or an argument between, whatever, and it ends in 22 minutes where dad brings home roses and he, picks up the kid from soccer practice. So like these niggas, they did not have that example. And to your point, we all can change. We all should change. We all should evolve. That's part of this journey on this show, is about evolving and being a better person. So it's not to bail this nigga out. It is selfish.
It's just because again, it's like, I'm not thinking of anybody but myself. I'm going to do what I want to do when I want to do it.
But Torrance, so what if all some of the worst characteristics of yourself is the reason why you're fucking successful? Like, what if being ruthless in your pursuit of pleasure, in your pursuit of fame, and not taking no for an answer, people being a fan of you, is the reason why you're a NFL MVP, or why you're Pinky on Friday, or why you are a Grammy Award-winning singer? What I'm saying, I'm saying is that
because even leaning into that, to me, again, it goes to, yes, I do all those things, and I'm like you said, have all those attributes. Why does that? Why would it extend? Like, if it works well over here, but it doesn't work over here, why does it extend there? You know what I mean? I know what you're saying. There's just no regulation. And again, that to me just comes from a lack of control, a lack of
it's
like, you don't give a fuck about anybody else but yourself, because you're just doing what you've always done, and it's worked for you over here, but you continue to do that over here, knowing that it's harming people. And you're just like, all right, well, I'm gonna just keep moving. I'm gonna keep moving this way until I get tired of moving that way. And then I'm gonna look back and be like, wow, I really ain't shit. I really did all these awful things. Let me try to figure this shit out now. Let me try to, I don't know. I just think that
it's a little easier. Once again, I don't wish this upon my life at all. Mm-hmm. I would hope that in my next relationship, long-term thing, I don't deal with any of this shit, to be honest with you. But I think it's really nice. It's naive for us to say, I am the 1% of the 1% kind of person. As someone who has moved across the country multiple times to follow his whole ass dreams, and have spent money that I don't have, and it affects my personal life because I've, say, spent my life savings, or I've moved across the country, or I've lost relationships, or I've avoided relationships for my pursuit of a dream. Me, Danny. I can understand if tomorrow I got a call like, Danny, we're going to give you $1 million to keep doing what you're doing. And because you've done all these things already, you've moved across the country, you've sacrificed, you make cool stuff, you're hilarious, we love you. We're going to give you millions of dollars once a year, twice a year to keep doing what you're doing. It's hard for me to be like, oh, well, now I'll change who I am as Danny.
Well,
it's just hard. Like
I don't think that
but as Danny in all the way.
For example, if you were in a relationship with somebody, and they said, "Hey, I want to give you $1 million." Shut the fuck. She bad. She real bad.
All right, go ahead.
She real bad. The baddest in the land. The baddest bitch in the land.
Kid or two or what?
Yeah. Unless you can, and she ain't got no value.
Yeah.
And they say that same. They bring that to you, and they say, "All right, Danny, you keep doing what you're doing, but you're in a relationship. Does that mean that that person gets harmed simply because you like, I'm balls to the wall with my shit. Now I'm finna hurt you because now I'm, you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. My thing is
what I'm saying is, Torrance, I'm sure I've harmed women already. And when I say harm, absolutely crazy. I'm sure I know I've made women cry, disappointed in me, whatever. And so what I'm saying is, if I had even more access to give and take away and come and go and all this kind of shit, I cannot guarantee. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I'm already not perfect.
You can't guarantee
as
you
Danny.
can't. Okay, you won't. I get
no,
you. Okay.
I'm just saying that. I'm just saying is I'm not perfect and I can fuck up. Not saying I'm trying to or even want to.
Yeah,
that's not my intention. And I'm not even, like I said, I'm not really caping for Clifton, but I can understand someone of that success and age. Really, I just know what I understand the psyche of these people because I work with these people, and a lot of these people.
And I'm not disagreeing that
are the most type A of type A's. Like not like we're a lot of people listen to this are around their type A manager or girlfriend who likes to make sure things are organized and we're going to vacation and this is, we're going to get this color couch because it goes with the fucking, towels. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about some of the most ruthless business people in the motherfucking world who don't sleep until they get what they want. They will go behind somebody's back if they have to. Not saying they want to.
They will backstab. They will do whatever they need to do.
They will take the job when someone else won't take it for whatever reason. They will. It's a certain level of by any means necessary, wink, wink, that we are willing to go through to get the thing that we want. And to say that does not affect our personal lives is naive because it affects my personal life. And I don't even have 1/10 of what Clifton Powell has.
I'm not saying I'm that
cheating on my girl if I'm in a relationship. Life. We're talking in circles, but I agree with what you're saying. And long story short, it is an interesting dynamic to see different generations of people talk about.
And it's nice
love.
That he's talking about it. It's lovely.
Sure.
It's lovely that he's having that conversation.
And we have the benefit as people, as younger people, I think sometimes, to think about these things in a way that I think previously we did not think about. As I reached the age of my parents, when I remember, I'm at the age now where I have vivid memories of my parents when they were this age.
At that age, got it.
And there's something about grace that you give your parents when you realize the things that they had to do when they were your age. And you have maybe a quarter of the responsibility that they had to get and the resources to get it right. Multiple kids, lack of education, whether it be formal education or informal education, exposure. I went away to college. I've been able to get certain jobs, all this kind of shit that my parents may or may not have had exposure to. And I think a lot of us young people got to look back, take a couple deep breaths, and give our parents a little bit more grace, because all the trauma that we had that fucked us up. Sure, if we put our 1992, 95, 96 hat on, I think we'd look at our parents a little differently. That's all. Anyways,
and I'll just say this. I'll say this. I love that as well. Like when I think about our parents, I think about they did the best that they could with what they had and what they knew. right? They didn't mean to cause us harm. They didn't mean to do those things. They did it because they were like, oh, I thought this was the best for you. I thought it was the best. I thought it was the best movement, right? And did it make us, it made us feel some kind of way. They said things and did things wrong. But like you said, approaching them with grace is...
Grace. Not even always forgiveness, but some grace.
But just grace. Like, not even forget, like you said, just grace. Understand?
Yeah. All right, let's do a quick segment. Torrance, I dated someone who, every week we have a segment where our listeners, friends, family, exes, lovers, neighbors send us a story, question, thing that we have to answer. We're investigating love, y'all. So we got to investigate it. Torrance, do you have a question for us this week?
And this one is very interesting. This one reads, so I never dated a white man before. And I always joke saying, if you see me pop out with a white man, just know I tried. But based on the last few men I've been out with, that's starting to look like it's not a joke anymore. Am I the only one that's out here struggling with the idea of being in an interracial relationship?
I was just talking about this last night. Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. I was either at a party or I don't know. All these days blend together. When you're a comedian, you have so many different conversations with people. It could be dates, comedians,
outside time.
Just in passing. I have so many conversations. It's like my whole job, high key. The question is what? Is
it like
struggling with the idea?
Am I the only one that's out here that's struggling with the idea of being in an interracial relationship? So could you, or I guess from this perspective of like, could you be in an interracial relationship? How do you feel about being in a relationship?
Danny Sellers, relationship, like not just fucking around. You're my potential girlfriend, doing stuff together. It would be really, really hard for a couple of reasons. One reason, whatever, being funny. If I'm not going to date a black lady, you got to be bad as fuck. You got to be one of the coldest white girls walking around this earth. Sorry, for me to not have some
lady,
brown sugar in the house, to not have some brown sugar in the house, you got to be some pressure, so that when I do step out, it's like that's good milk. That's good. He's gone, but he's never forgotten. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's baseline number one.
It's crazy.
Am I proud of that? No, but that's the truth. Secondly, the actual most important thing, and maybe it's better, more politically correct, is that culturally, I'm a black person. Some would say a nigga. I have corporate jobs. I don't have as much of. I have a little bit more of a southern drawl now because I've lived all over. But I am a nigga at heart. I like Young Jeezy. I like Hennessy a little bit. I like doing ratchet stuff with my friends. And I'm also a very pro-black person in a serious note, pro-black person. So you, as a white person, white girl, I only date women, sorry. You have to be not only okay with dating me because you're attracted to me and I'm a cool person, you have to like and love my culture, black culture, and but also in a non-problematic way. Not in a taking way, not in a I know more than way, or not even like a insecure way. Because a lot of white people, they're around black people, but they like, oh, can I? Oh, is this? And then it's annoying. It's like you're doing too much. You're like trying to be Mr. or Mrs. PC, but you're like you're overthinking it a little bit. That's one level. The second level of that same point is your family, your parents. Once again, you might be cool. Homegirl lives in Brooklyn, 12 tattoos, likes me, whatever, freak, perfect. We go home to Indiana.
Perfect.
We go home to Indiana. Mom also might be kind of cool, but like weird. Dad hates niggas. Dad doesn't like black people kind of at all.
Hates them.
He may or may not have told you. Now you're rebelling. Or your dad just prefers you not to. Even the baseline, let's get a bit of a doubt. Your dad would prefer you be with a nice Jeremy that went to Notre Dame and is an accountant. Now that's my kid. That's not only my kid's granddaddy, that's my father-in-law. Every Christmas I gotta talk to this nigga for 2 days straight about politics. Why would I volunteer my mental health to have to deal with that for decades to come?
That kind of gymnastics. I get it.
And the thing is, it keeps going. Or the parents are kind of cool, but then fucking I gotta go home and your drunk Uncle Tom over here hates niggas. Well, I gotta my baby, now my baby's at grandma's house. Uncle Tom comes over. He's telling my baby, you know, you should get your hair straightened, right? Oh, you know, you little black boy you look good for a little black boy.
The sun. Yeah, exactly. Like saying crazy
now I'm home
shit.
My baby's home for the holidays. They get microaggressions. I'm telling you, dog. That is probably, you know, once again, being the bad, you know, bad white girl Angelina Jolie thing is one thing, but realistically, culturally is the biggest reason why. Spinning the question back to you. Could you do it or could you not do it?
And I think to go off the culturally part, I'll say that one of my biggest fears is to be at a white man's home and then I go
period.
to take a shower, period. I go to take a shower and I say, hey, can you give me a washcloth? And you tell me, oh, I don't use those. I think I might lose my fucking mind. Cause you're dirty.
Like, we have one from the sink.
If you look under the sink, oh, I use these rags to clean up around here, but I wash it real fast. Ew.
That's funny.
Ew. Yuck. You handed me a dish towel to wash my ass, I'm gonna scream.
That's
okay. Funny. But in all seriousness, well, that was serious. I'm very serious. That is a fear of mine. I struggle with the culture of it all. Right? I say things that are so I'm so culturally in black shit. Like I'm in black business. I'm so in blackness.
We're in black fraternity. I make black content for a living. With you know, black. Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm really in it. And I don't really like, and this is gonna sound real bad, but I gotta say it because we talking about it and that was the question. I don't really like white people in my stuff. Y'all have so much stuff.
What
you
stuff?
got all my stuff. How about that? I don't really like white people in any of my stuff. But like why are you in my business? Why are you in my business? And I couldn't, sure. I personally, it's just a personal thing, right? Like you do what you want to do interracial. I also, what I'm saying is I would struggle with the idea, right? I think that ideally I've seen a lot of white people that are really nice, really great. I have white friends. I love my white friends. They're great.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I couldn't see myself being like, I'm going to settle down with this white man and build a family. Because I'm going to say stuff and I'm going to do stuff and and like you said, I'm going to go home with you and shit, already queer, fuck. That's already a strike, a major strike. And then you, and like you said, you got your racist daddy or your hateful mama and you're going to say some slick shit and I'm going to be like, what did you just say to me? And I'm not going to shut up. And then I'm going to be like, you got to check your family. And they're going to be like, oh, well, they didn't mean it like that. They just, see, and now you guys
I was on a date with a shorty.
Ugh.
I went on a date with a shorty. This is like last year sometime. She's a lawyer. And on this date, and she's talking about her parents. She's like of color. Like I think half like spicy white, half like Latina or something like that. And immigration lawyer. She's talking about, you know, immigration lawyer out the world's fucked up. Lawyer for good. I'm like, okay, this is dope. Cool, whatever. She has a nice apartment in Midtown. Like expensive, nice apartment, 20-something floor, crazy. I didn't go, but she's telling me. And then she starts talking about her parents. She's like, I'm not really close to my parents, because my parents are like super MAGA, and you know they're also lawyers. Like their dad's like some high powered lawyer or whatever, and they lived out in the suburbs of New York. But I'm like, all right, I'm listening. I'm like, okay, whatever. That's kind of weird, but whatever. And then she's like, you know, well, my parents, you know, I don't make enough money. My parents help, like the apartment that I'm at, they paid for type shit. And so this whole time I'm like listening to this girl talk. I'm like, all right, you are super liberal. Your day job is, you know, about immigration, you know, rights, all this kind of shit. But you still accept in like a part of this like machine of hate. Like you can't like was atone your father's sins by just like having like a cool job that helps people. Could you still accept your father's money? He can't be that bad of a person, that evil of a guy, if he's still paying for your crib, and you still accept his money. You know, that's like me being, you know, having a job, but then like, I don't know, accepting like R. Kelly royalty checks. Like, it's just like, what's, you know, it's like, it's you can't do both. You can't be a good person on here, but then take blood money essentially. And it was such like, I never went on this date with this person again. I'm like, what? Like, you sound fucking stupid in my humble opinion. You can't have it both ways. Like it just doesn't exist in my opinion.
You know, I get that. I do get the blood money thing.
Because it's one thing your parents to be just racist and you just don't fuck with them. Maybe you go home for Christmas and you don't fuck with them. That your daddy's paying your bill. You like actively are a participant in that whole organization of hate. I can't fuck with you. You're not really even standing on business of your morals.
Yeah, I kind of look at that two ways. So I look at it that way, but I can also look at it as like, I'm using your money to pay for the shit that I'm, you know, pouring it back into whatever. Like from that perspective.
But she's a lawyer. It ain't like she's using the money. It ain't like she's using that money to fucking open up
I agree. I'm saying for the broad
hotel.
Yeah. I'm saying for the broader, you know, aspect of it all. It's like, oh yeah, like, you know, using that kind of money, using his money to do other shit. But like you said, it's good. Your high-rise apartment, I don't know if that's where it's
Stand
at.
on business, motherfucker.
Yeah, so I guess my verdict is, so I guess my verdict is you have to be prepared for all that goes with being in an interracial relationship. That is going to be a huge endeavor, especially if you like, oh, you know, that ain't something that you're used to doing, or that's not something you're like, oh, I like white people and I just like white people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it'd be different if that was like your style, your taste of person. You don't even like, that's not even you don't date interracially at all. So you just got to be ready for whatever comes your way and be okay with handling that, because you've opened that door into that craziness a little bit. And you and your partner could be great, but you can't control everybody else.
Yeah. That is, I share the same verdict. You know, person you're with going to get coffee in Brooklyn or Silver Lake or West Hollywood, and y'all went out and she's a freak and she does all the freaky cool things, and she, you know, you go into the little cool bar together and work happy hour. That's one aspect of life. Talking about combining lives though, it's the web. It's the whole web. And I just think, and it's even within your same race. You know, we probably dated people that like, your mom is really overbearing, or your daddy's a fucking asshole or an alcoholic.
I hate your mama.
Whatever.
I hate your fucking mama. Yeah.
So I think you just have to accommodate or consider all those things. But anyways, this has been a long but good episode of Dated. Thank y'all so much for watching, for listening, for subscribing. Once again, we're on YouTube as well. Episodes, if you go on my YouTube page, I'll have it linked all in the stuff. But follow us and leave comments, engage with the stuff online if you're listening this far. On Instagram and the YouTube shorts, all that kind of stuff. Trying to build the community from scratch, and we need your help to do so. But thank y'all so much for listening. If you're in New York and Northeast, stay warm, stay dry, and we'll talk to you next time.
And if you're in LA, go outside. Get some fresh air. It's nice and sunny out. It's nice and warm.
Shut your fucking mouth.
I appreciate y'all.
We'll talk to you later. Bye.